Welcome to the flipped instructional session for Math 08A for Unit 405, Convert Forms of Lines. Our objectives today are to represent a linear function as an equation in standard form, given its graph, and represent a linear function as an equation in slope-intercept, given its graph. So some vocab from this unit: a linear equation is an equation that when graphed forms a line. We have three forms of the equation. We have point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. So that's one form. A second form is slope intercept, which is y equals mx plus b. And a third form is standard form, ax plus by equals c. You'll see in point slope and slope intercept we have m, which is slope, and that's a steepness of the line. And that can be found doing y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. We're using all of those today. So let's write the equation of the line shown here in point slope form. So I'll just rewrite these. This is 3, 8, and 2, 1. So first thing is we need to know, it says point slope. And point slope we need to know is, started writing slope. There we go. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. I always recommend finding slope first, which has its own formula. And we get these ordered pairs from the graph. I always start with the highest one. So I'm going to start with the 3, 8. 8 minus 1, so y2 minus y1 over 3 minus 2. We get 7 over 1, or just 7. So we have that, and now we can write the equation. Y minus, we can use either point. So let's go ahead and just use this top point. Y minus y1, so y minus 8 equals m, which we just found to be 7. X minus x1, so I'm going to use that 3. You need to use the same ordered pair when you fill these in. There's one way to pull it from a graph. Is the equation y equals 3x minus 8 written in point slope, slope intercept, or standard? This is in the form y equals mx plus b, which is slope intercept. And what this means, we can pull right from here that the slope is 3, the y-intercept is negative 8. So they didn't ask, but we're going to graph it just so we have some practice. This, when we have it in slope intercept, we start at the intercept, so negative 8. We use the slope, and remember, if we just have a whole number, we rewrite that over a denominator of 1. So we go up 3 over 1. And there's our line. So that is how we graph in slope-intercept form. Which shows the equation y minus 4 equals 2 times x plus 3 written in standard form. So we're going to work the problem. Standard form is when we have the x term and the y term on one side, and we have c all by itself, which is just a number on the other side. So we can already see that these won't work because those have y equals. So we're looking at this right here. So this is how we start. Just like in everything, when we see parentheses, we want to get rid of them. So way back in Unit 1, we learned that we distribute to get rid of these parentheses. So 2x plus 6. And in Unit 2, we learned how to move things around. So based on this equation, we need to get the x on this side, and we need to get the 4 over here. So we're going to move that 2x first using inverse operation. Oops, I erased too much. So this is positive 2x, so to move it to the other side, we subtract. So I have negative 2x, this is a positive y, minus 4 equals positive 6. I put the 2x in front because the x is in front out here. So that's why I moved it out front. Now I need to move the 4 by adding, that's the inverse operation. So I have negative 2x plus y equals 6 plus 4, which is 10. So negative 2x plus y equals 10. So that's how we turned this, which was in point slope, into standard. We just distributed and rearranged. Write the equation of the line shown in slope-intercept form. So now you can see it's really important to know the definitions of each type. Slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. So just like in point slope, I said find m first. We're going to do that here. M is always change in y over change in x. I always use the top one. That's 1, 4. I don't think I wrote it any bigger. Negative 1, 2. So 4 minus 2 all over 1 minus negative 1. So 2 over 2, which is 1. So another thing to keep in mind, if this is going up as you're reading it left to right, your slope is positive. If you have a slope line going down as you read it left to right, this slope is negative. So that's a good way for you to check your math. Don't just put a positive or negative. You need to check your math. But that's just a good way to take a look at it. So 1. And then our B, remember, is where it crosses the y-axis. So it crosses right at 3 here. So y equals m, which was 1. So we don't even really need to write 1 because 1x is the same as x plus b, so plus the 3, and that's it. We could also write this in point slope. Remember point slope, y minus y1 equals mx minus x1. So let's use this this negative 1, 2. Y minus 2 equals 1, which we don't even really need to write, but I'm going to write it out here just so we can see it. X minus negative 1, so x plus 1. Remember, these signs are always opposite of the signs in the ordered pair. So this was the answer, but just as a review. Write the equation of the line shown in standard form. So we're actually going to do point slope, then slope intercept, then standard. Okay, so point slope first. So we see we need the slope. This is 1, 4. This is negative 3, negative 4. Slope change in y over change in x. So 4 minus negative 4 over 1 minus negative 3. Change, change, 8, change, change, 4. So our slope is 2. So point slope, let's use this one down here. Y minus negative 4 is y plus 4 equals 2 times x minus negative 3, so x plus 3. So this is point slope. Now let's just get it as slope intercept. Remember, slope intercept is y equals mx plus b. So let's just say we couldn't read this. We can rearrange this one. So same thing as before. We see these parentheses, so we want to distribute. So we have y plus 4 equals 2x plus 6. And remember, y equals mx plus b, we want the y by itself. So we're almost there. We just have y plus 4, so we subtract 4 from both sides. Y equals 2x plus 2. So there's slope-intercept. Here is point slope. So we were able to distribute and rearrange. And that checks out. This was 2. So that checks out. So the last thing is standard form. I'm going to give us some space. So let's start with that y plus 4 again. Standard form is ax plus by equals c. So we need all the x's and y's on one side and numbers on the other. So we still have to distribute. So 2x plus 6. We're going to move the 4, move the 2x. So move the 4, move the 2x. So these 4's cancel, these 2x's cancel. Negative 2x plus y equals 2. There is standard form. We could also have done that same thing over here. We can move this x. To move it, we do the inverse operation, and we would get negative 2x plus y equals 2. So we can rearrange any of these forms to get to the other. If you need some more practice, please check your Class Connect schedule for a flipped follow-up or a help lab if you want extra support. Thanks.